Similar reteaching questions for 11.9, normal distribution. So again, normal distribution, this graph will always be given to you. The thing you have to remember is this 0.15% and this 0.15% for the tails. Normal distribution curve means the same percentage of data points fall within the mean and standard deviation. So the first thing you always have to do in this problem, with this information given to you, I'm telling you that the mean is 62 and the standard deviation is 4.75. So to figure out my next numbers, I add 4.75 and I'll get 66.75. I add 4.75 again, I get 71.5. I add 4.75 again, I get 76.25. So this is this number right here, this is this number right here, and this is this number right here. On the other side, I have to subtract, so I take 62 and subtract 4.75. I get 57.25. Subtract 4.75 again, I get 52.50. And I subtract 4.75 again, I get 47.75. Again, this is this one, this is this one, and this one. So now once I have that all filled out, and I have these questions that are being asked. So it says a score above 71.5. So here where 71.5 is. And I have above, so anything above that. So I have this section and I have to add this section. So if it's above, I have to add the percentages. Again, this is the percentage of data that fall above 71.5. If I add those two percentages, I would get 2.5%. That means 2.5% of the data is above 71.5. What percent is in between 57.25, so right here, and 76, so right here. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections. I have to add up the percentages for all 4 of these sections, because that's above 57.25, below 76.25, or 76.25, and I add those up. I get 83.85. So my next question, same type of thing. The standard deviation, the mean is given to you right here. Standard deviation is 3.42. It's the same process. You're adding a standard deviation each time for these tick marks. You're subtracting one each time for these tick marks. And this is what you would get. And one thing you always have to remember is the tail is 0.15%, 0.15%. First question is asking in between 324, so right here, and 338, right here. Again, 324, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, because I'm going from 324, this line right here, to 338, this line right here. If I add those all up, you would get 83.85. If you're wondering, hey, that's the same answer as the last one, well, that's because it's the same four sections. Again, a normal distribution graph, the percentages do not change within here. So it's the same percent because it's the same 4 sections that we're dealing with. And my last question says above 321, so above this, but below the mean. You have to know that this line right here, this represents the mean. So above 321, so this is my 321, but below my mean, it's these 2 sections right here. If I add up those 2 sections, I get 47.5%. So 47.5% of the data lies in between 321.16, but below the mean. There you have it. Normal distribution. You have a great day.